You are welcome to Advocate Pendulum on Advocate TV, a platform for insightful conversation, bold perspective, and deeper analysis of issues shaping our nation. I am your host, Mr. Shadrach Onicha, and today we examine critical national issues from governance, democracy, Okwama issue, societal challenge, and other issues affecting the Niger Delta area. And with me today is a veteran journalist who have seen it all in journalism profession, a media icon and the former editor of Nigeria flagship newspaper, the Guardian newspaper. He is a community leader and robo chief, Olorogun Abraham Ogbodo. Join us as we engage in a compelling conversation on Advocate Pendulum. Welcome to Advocate TV. I'm Mr. Shadrach Onicha, the host. Uh, Today, we have a special guest in our midst, a veteran journalist and a robo chief. You have seen it all when it comes to journalism and journalism practice. He rose to the position of the editor of Guardian newspaper when journalism was still journalism. And today, he will be talking with us on national issues from the practice of our democracy, electoral process, Okwama issue, Warri delineation exercise. But to kick the ball rolling, the legend Fela Nicola Bokuti once sang Demonstration of Craze. Nigeria is today June 12 marked 27 years in our current democratic experiment. Will you describe this as a democracy or demonstration of craze, as rightly put by Fela?
Okay, in terms of description, I think that given by Fela is the extreme, and then I don't know whether we have all gone crazy, but there is a lot of madness in the content of what we practice today. But it has not come to that point when everybody is crazy. We still have some people who have their heads on their shoulders. There's still some measure of normalcy, but it's not the best. We are not there yet. In terms of form and description, operations, every element of what we know as democracy, we are still very far off. That is just to answer it briefly.
Okay, taking a cue from the current party primary, some of us who are political reporter have followed PDP in its heydays until the virtual collapse of PDP as a major opposition, major ruling party. Today we have the APC, and we have other political parties who are showing forth as people who want to redeem Nigeria from the failure of APC. But when you look at the party primary conducted by the same opposition party like the ADC, NDC, Labour Party, all did not show any sign of internal democracy. Do you think these political parties are prepared or have the wherewithal to serve as an alternate party or give Nigeria alternate choice from the outcome of their primary?
I think the plurality of this party is just to offer some measure of choice within the same circumference. If you look at it carefully, is there really a distinction in terms of the players among the parties? You mentioned PDP, that was an autopause at some point before his tragic collapse. You always say that many of those in APC now were characters in PDP in time past. Many in PDP are now in APC posturing as new ideologues, championing new ideologies in political management. But the truth actually is that our democracy for now does not run on any clear ideology. It's just flowing together like water. And so, whether it's in PDP, APC, these other new formations called ADC, NDC, all the players are the same set of human beings that are just changing platforms. And so where one road closes, they move to the other side. It's almost like snake. Snake will change color, but it doesn't change character. And so that they move from APC to PDP or APC to NDC to ADC does not change their character. The fundamentals are the same. Is Atiku going to change from Atiku because he has moved from PDP to ADC? You know, Atiku has even gone through all the parties. He was a chieftain of APC, just as he was a chieftain of PDP. He was the vice president under PDP. And so they are just looking for how to grab power, the shortest way to grabbing power, the shortest route, where resistance is at the minimum. And so, if the resistance in APC is high, okay, let us go to an area of lower resistance. So they move from PDP to APC, thinking that, okay, when APC now started building resistance against them, migrated, and it has been like that. So none of them is really stuck to an ideology. They are just looking for means to get political power. And you know, without the electoral system, no matter your intentions, you cannot get the political power. They have their intentions, their declarations. Of course, those are hypothetical. When they get there, we will not know by their manifestations whether they are real or they are fake Democrats.
Oh, that is great because looking at their character, they say leopard cannot change his skin no matter what. So the political party is not just like all-purpose vehicle just to grab political power for the sake of power grabbing. Okay, going also into this discussion, we are looking at the role of the electoral umpire, the INEC. The INEC had been accused severally by the opposition party of being a tool in the hand of the ruling APC to undermine the opposition. Do you think that this INEC has constituted can give Nigeria that desired electoral change that will make Nigeria feel that their vote will count?
Okay. To answer your question, it's no. INEC as it is today does not enjoy the confidence of the populace. And so that is what it is. And the other thing I want to say before I go into other analysis is the fact that Nigerians, we must take a decision to say yes, we want democracy to survive, to thrive in the country. If we don't get to that point, then it's not going to happen. Democracy is not a destination. It's a process. It goes on. People think that this country is going to end with them. It's not true. by reason of either age, aspiration, and all of that, we shall all play and go. This country will remain. Governance will remain. And so it's an endless process. For you now to define it within your own small life, and if it is not me, if I can't get it, then everything must be destroyed. No, that is not how societies build values. You want to build a value system, you start it. It doesn't matter whether you are shortchanged in the short run, but in the long run, everybody will benefit. And so when you now create an electoral body that has become a tool in the hands of the ruling political party, you are not doing anything. You are not helping yourself. Neither are you helping the society, the larger society. When it was PDP, when they were doing all of that, you saw it. And it's one of the things that still gives a good luck, some measure of credibility that, okay, he was not overbearing on the electoral body headed by Professor Jega then, that he allowed things to just play out. You are going to be permanent. If you aspire, your children will go on and all of that. We talk of founding fathers, Zeke, Awo. These current players now, some of them, some of these young people in the House of State Houses of Assembly and even the National Assembly, they cannot even give a description of who Awo was or Zeke was. And so they should always have in mind that at some point we shall cease to be anything, but the system will not cease. Life is not going to cease. Democracy will continue. That is the point. Then the point about whether INEC will be able to deliver on mandate or expectation. You see, the way the build-up is such that INEC will be compelled by circumstances that will be superior to its control. Well, in the end, it's about the people. By the time you see a direction, you see a force, you see a popular movement, a momentum that has built out of the aspirations, the collective aspirations of the people, and is moved in a direction. If you want to move it in an opposite direction, of course, you may have so many things to negotiate, so many things to contend with. And so that is just about the only thing that can guarantee fairness in the next election. But INEC, as it is constituted, whether it is going to play fair and all of that, well, personally, I'm not seeing the signs, no indications at all. But I know very well that there is going to be a spontaneous force that will build from the society that will compel INEC to do the right thing. It's so real.
Sir, don't you think that the poverty in the land is going to play a role in this coming election? Because Nigeria mostly votes based on the state of their stomach, and the political class have weaponized poverty in Nigeria. People vote for as low as Indomie exchanging hand. Some as low as 4,000, they say their vote. Do you think this will not play, considering the fact that vote buying has become also another menace in our electoral lexicon?
Yeah, there is no doubt about that. But that one is also the danger. Hence, you take it for granted that this thing can be worked out that way. You read history of revolution. There is no revolution that took place on a platter of affluence. Everybody was cool, and then some people just said, no, let us change the system. No, it doesn't happen that way. All the objective conditions will be correct, will be on ground, and you only need a subjective factor, something that will trigger it. And so some of all these safeguards, I will give a bag of rice, I will give you 5,000 and all of that. They may just cease to count. Also know very well that we are in a digital age where the globe has become so unified that what happens in one place impacts the other place. And then you are talking of a youth population that has become increasingly frustrated and they're just looking for a way out. The ones you are talking that we accept and do the wrong thing, if you look at it in terms of percentage of the population, very, 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 very small. The bulk of the human beings, they are frustrated, they are angry, and they are also aware. They have education some way. Some of them may not have the formal education as you would describe it, but they have become knowledgeable in conditions elsewhere in how life should run. And so, if you now come with a token that, okay, if we do this, it's going to now move things in your direction, that might turn out a miscalculation in the very end, the way it is today now.
Okay, there cannot be credible election with a compromised judiciary.
Yes.
Today, the judiciary is giving conflicting judgment that some of us who are laymen are beginning to wonder what is happening to the Nigeria judicial system. You see High Court sitting on appeal on matters that have been decided by Appeal Court and the Supreme Court. What is going on? Considering the fact that you also in the process of being called to Obasa.
Well, what is going on is the normal dialectics. Society, we unravel, we reorganize, and we move forward. When you talk of our jurisprudence, if you want to trace the development through Adetokunbo, Taslim Elias, then you put out this word, Namaka Ago, Obaseki. Of course, that was an error, and we will move. It will get to a point when everybody will be fixed with the truth. And when I mentioned that the situation will be so compelling, the circumstances, the conditions will be so compelling that you will advise yourself, whether you are a judge, you are a lawyer, you will advise yourself not to just go against what is proper. We are getting there. And there is no force that can stop a society that is ready for a change. When a people are decided that this is what we want to do, there is no force on earth that can change that will. And if Nigerians are pushed there, the judiciary are part of the system. Every institution of the public order, they are human beings. If you are talking of the military, the police, the SS, whoever you want to, or whatever you want to bring into the mix, they are all part of this Nigerian society. That if you're talking of okay, because of your office, the dictate of your office, you may have to this command and control. You are by reason of what you have been employed to do, keep certain things in place and all of that. Yes, fine, but it will get to a point when even your children, your wife, your family members will be faced with the same existential issue. When people are facing extinction, of course, there is a saying that when you get a goat or whatever animal to the wall, it turns and fights back. And so, if by your duty you are supposed to maintain law and order exists within the context of justice. If there is no justice and you want to enforce peace, that is graveyard peace. It's not going to be sustainable peace. And so everybody discusses peace. How do you talk of peace outside justice? These are the issues. And by the time you open up the polity, you open up discussions, you allow people, and then you really genuinely enunciate policies, programs that meet the aspirations of the people. All these things will dissipate and there will be no mercy. But if it is not that okay, you want to muzzle your way through, you want to, in the end, if you want to become president, you want to become governor, you want to get to the political leadership, you want to get there because you have a nation, you have people to govern. But if you don't have this, what point?
Okay, let us bring it down home.